Welcome into episode 1 of the Peyton Chatagnier Show. I'm Neil McCready. That, as you might guess, is Peyton Chatagnier. We are brought to you by The Rogue. The Rogue 4450 I-55 North in Jackson, or therogue.com. Make sure that you let the people at The Rogue know how much you appreciate making this show possible over the course of the baseball season. Ole Miss and Charleston Southern get started on Friday afternoon. Game 1 of what will probably be and hopefully be a very long journey into June. And we'll be visiting with Peyton throughout the season. The goal is to do it about once a week, as we did back in football season with Chance Campbell. So that's the goal. And there'll be weeks when that'll be problematic, and there'll be weeks when that'll be easy. So but for today, we're getting rolling. Peyton, how are you, man? Thanks for being here.
I'm good. I'm doing really well. I appreciate y'all having me.
So we'll start here because I'm obviously was never as good at baseball as you are, but I probably love the game about the same way you do. I've got Anthony Rizzo behind me, Ben Zobrist. I've got the Indians mascots. I guess they're the Guardians now, but to me, they'll always be the Indians. I can remember all the way back into Little League, right? The first game, opening day, or whatever you called it. Like I remember, I swear to God, I remember this. The first team I played for in T-ball was the Wildcats. We were orange. I remember getting so excited to play the first game. We played against the Bobcats, and they were purple. In the first game that I ever played, I can remember not being able to sleep the night before. You're playing on a much higher level than the Wildcats. But what's this like? You've had all this time to build up to it, and here you are. It's time for another season, and I'm just kind of curious, what are your emotions like as you get ready for opening day?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not quite as good at memory as you are. I don't know my first opening day as T-ball, but I do remember my first opening day here. And I'll be honest, you have the same feeling, or I have the same feeling now as I did when I was a freshman. It's just, there's a fine line between being nervous and anxious versus like nervous and excited, and you really try to find that line. But it's so hard to not just be super anxious and ready to play. I think this year is going to be great. And yeah, I mean, everybody has those first day jitters, the opening day jitters. I think if you don't have it, then you don't care enough. Like, I think that's almost impossible to not have those. But you just have to try to figure out a way to calm it down, which can be tough. But yeah, I'm super excited.
Do you want the first ball to get hit to you? Or are you kind of hoping, hey, hit it somewhere else? Let me kind of calm down a minute. Let's get into the routine. I know in the batting order, you're stepping up and you're seeing the first pitch and stuff. But when you take the field, are you kind of hoping, hey, someone hit it to me? Let's get going. Is it kind of like in football where it's all right? Let's get
that first hit. Yeah.
Let's hit somebody. Let's get hit. Get going.
I think I would rather just hit me the ball right now. Let's get into the groove. I think it would almost be worse if you sat around and waited until like the second, third inning before you finally get some action, which can happen. It's baseball. But no, I think I would much rather just say first pitch of the game, easy routine, ground ball to me. Let me make the play and let's get rolling. No doubt. I mean, kind of the same thing batting wise is obviously a little bit different because you can't just ambush every single pitch or anything like that. But yeah, kind of the same thing. I mean, I'm hoping that guy throws me a belt high fastball and I just swing out of my shoes.
There's a lot of familiar faces in this lineup. Obviously, you and Jacob and Tim and Hayden and so many other guys that were, a part of that lineup that produced so many runs and so much excitement a year ago. And you guys are all back. Some of that is the COVID year, and some of that is just the way it worked out. How cool is it? How exciting is it to get to play with those guys yet again? That doesn't, frequently happen at the college level where there's a lot of turnover.
No doubt. I think, this is probably the most unique year because we've had the COVID guys and a couple hurt guys and everything like that coming back. But yeah, it's super cool. And it's super unique to the fact we're like, there's just a level of maturity with the offense that we have now. Not to say anything, we're going to have some new guys step in, and some guys that didn't get as much playing time last year have a big role in that. But yeah, as you can tell, there's just like there's a lot of confidence. We've all been through this. This is, now my third year, 2.5, whatever you want to call it, the COVID year. Yeah. But yeah, I'm super excited, and for sure the offense, we're ready. But I think what everybody talks about the offense, which is, I mean, I understand because we're returning everybody, but I don't think people understand how good our pitching can be. I think our pitching is kind of underrated this year, and we lost really good guys. We lost Doug and Gunnar, no doubt, and Taylor and everybody else. But I think we have more depth this year than we probably ever have pitching wise. I mean, we already have our name starters, but there's just guys. We're gonna still have BJ. We're gonna have Brandon Johnson who's gonna close it out and do everything like that. We've got a lot of guys in between there that are gonna be able to step in and make a couple big pitches this year.
Who are a couple of those guys that you faced in inter squad and stuff that maybe fans aren't as familiar with, that you're like, if he can carry what he does in inter squad and stuff into the games, he's going to get it done?
I think the two transfers for sure, John Gaddis and Jack Washburn. You can tell they've been through it. It doesn't look like it's their first year. John's going to pitch for us Saturday, open up on Saturday, and the same thing with him. Like, it just brings a level of confidence that I don't think you get out of someone, or not normally out of someone, if it's their first year. But now we have two freshmen that I think are really going to have a big role as well. Riley Maddox and Hunter Elliott. And Hunter is a lot Doug-esque, where he doesn't have quite as much of a sweeping off speed as Doug does, but same thing where it's just like when he gets on the mound, he's not nervous. He's going to go up there, he's going to pound the zone, and he's going to say, hey, F you, I'm going to get you out right here, So I think there's going to be some guys that really step up who people probably don't know as much right now.
Speaking of last year, you guys had such an exciting season. You're right there in the SEC race the whole time. You made a run in Hoover, and then you won your regional, and you get to a super regional, and the road ended there, awfully close to Omaha, but not to Omaha. Does that, I guess, is it hard to get that taste out of your mouth at the end of last season? Is it something that you used as a motivational fuel going into this year? Sort of, how did you handle, you got as close as you got, but didn't get there?
Yeah. It is definitely hard to get the taste out of your mouth. We all thought we were going to go to Omaha. That was, it felt like it was destined to be last year, the way everything had kind of worked out for us. But yeah, I think you have to take it with a little bit of motivation and say, everybody's good. And it's, Coach B always says that it's not the best team that wins, it's the team that plays the best. But with that being said, now we kind of know what to expect. Like, there's a lot of those guys, a lot of older guys, but a lot of guys that haven't been that far, haven't played, game 3 of the super regional. So now we kind of have a little bit more experience under our belt. But yeah, we want to get there bad. We do.
So along those lines, people do this with Coach Bianco. People do this with, teams around the country. Fan bases kind of go, this is a year that's Omaha or bust. Mm-hmm. Obviously, getting to Omaha requires talent. It requires some luck, some things that you can't completely control, right? You guys have to stay healthy, and you have to get hot at the right time and all that. In your mind, is this a season that is Omaha or bust? Is that the kind of pressure that is around you guys, or is that something you just don't talk about? It's the one game at a time, one series at a time, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I don't want to say it's something that we don't talk about, but I wouldn't say it's Omaha or bust for us. Don't get me wrong. Everybody wants to get to Omaha and everybody wants to win. But it's not like I feel like we have any more pressure than we did last year coming into it. But yeah, with that being said, for sure we want to, get to Omaha, but it doesn't feel like we have, something in the back saying, hey, you got it, you'll have to do it. This is the year. This is the year. No, I wouldn't say that.
So talk about opening day. I know that's one thing when you're going through practices and inter squads and stuff, when it's a different deal and you're putting on the game uniform, if you will, and you're about to go play somebody else. Are there some rituals that kick in for you? Are there some superstitions, or are you, I know you got teammates that have rituals and superstitions. What about you?
I think so, for sure. If you could, nobody's able to see them because I don't wear my pants up, but if you could see my socks that I wear, I have to wear just regular ankle high white socks and then my blue socks to put on, because the toe part of my blue socks is completely out. Like, you just see my actual foot if I didn't have another sock on, because I've worn the same socks this whole year. Like, now I wash them every single day. We put them on the loop and they get washed, but it's just something, I don't know why I've done it. And it is something that I kind of wish I could change, but it's just a lucky thing. And then, I see the Joe Boo behind you. I have that guy in my locker as well. Sometimes, who knows, maybe I say, hey, can you help me hit that slider today, or help me hit that curveball? But yeah, we have, baseball is just, a whole game of superstition. So there's a bunch of stupid stuff that we do, but yeah, probably the socks is the most embarrassing one.
Have you ever tried just to break the habit one time? It's like biting fingernails or something, right? You say, I'm going to go a week without doing it.
Yeah.
You kind of start going crazy. Have you ever just said, all right, today I'm going to put on a regular new pair?
I will have to eventually. Like, there's going to get to a point where the sock is not going to be a sock. So I know I'm going to have to eventually do it. I just don't want to do it. What helps me out, and as weird as it sounds, like superstitions, I swear can actually be good for you, like crazy ones like that, because it gives me an excuse. Like say I do bad, all right, then I get an excuse to I'm gonna start all over. I'm gonna get new socks, and now I feel like I've washed everything that's happened the game before. And the same way with batting gloves. Like my batting glove right now that I'm gonna use opening day there's a big hole right here in the hand. Like the batting glove is not doing me any use because it's barely there. Like I just have the fingers on it.
Yeah.
But I have to use it. Like it's just what I'm going to use until I start doing bad, I guess.
So if you have like an 0 for 4, it gives you an excuse
Yeah,
to go, okay,
yeah,
that's it.
it was the batting glove.
Yeah, it was the batting glove.
I didn't have enough grip on it. Come on.
You guys are going to start in cold weather on Friday, and then it gets warmer. Does the cold bother you? I know baseball players aren't allowed to say that out loud, but
I was about to say,
I mean, you can't admit it, but do you let's put it this way. Do you look more forward to the warm days than you would in non-baseball season?
Yeah. So I don't know if people know, we have like an actual rule within that Coach B has made where we are not allowed to even say the word cold, like while we're out on the field. It is like forbidden. If you say it, someone looks at you like, what did you just say cold? And so we have to, it's not that it's not actually cold. Coach B knows it's cold, but we have to act like it's not, right? But I always tell people I would rather play in 115-degree weather versus 45 degrees. Like I would much rather be drenched in sweat versus having to put a long sleeve on. So no, I wouldn't say I'm looking forward to it.
So do you sleep before opening day? Will you get a good night's rest, or will you toss and turn? Or I mean, and you're a little older now, so it might be a little calmer than maybe it was your freshman year. But what's that like the day before, the night before?
I'm gonna say I'll be fine everything up until going to sleep. I'll probably have a little bit of trouble going to sleep, but the main part for me is I'm gonna wake up before my alarm clock goes off. It's like something in my brain is like, hey, it's time to go, And for whatever reason, you have to actually kind of slow yourself down. It feels like, especially the opening day, the day goes by so quick. You just feel rushed. You have to kind of tell yourself like, we do this every single day. This is the normal thing for us. And I think that's kind of why we normally have team breakfasts on Friday. And I think that's just to get us up, eat something, and just, hey, we're good. This is a normal day. But yeah, I wouldn't say I have much of a problem sleeping, but more so staying asleep probably.
Yeah. So I guess it was about a week ago. I lose track of time for whatever reason when
Me too.
Yeah. It was about a week ago, and you saw the pictures of the students waiting in line, and the line just went on and on and on, and they were sleeping overnight, like in tents and stuff. And just to be able to get their seat out in right field, which is really cool. I mean, you don't see that everywhere. I mean, there's other places where the student sections are, and we'll talk about that as the year goes on, as you guys make some road trips to some places.
Yeah.
But it's a unique thing, right? I mean, you guys were kind of on the field, I know, practicing when they opened the gates, and I saw some video of like, I know practice kept going, but some guys did kind of turn around and look at it like, wow. Did you get a chance to kind of soak that in?
Oh, yeah, we did. So I think this is the first year. So whatever day it is, I think it's on Thursday that it opens up. Well, people were there 2 days before. Like, I feel like that's the first time that's ever happened. Well, normally it's like at midnight the night before, everyone gets there, camps out, sleeps there, does whatever. But for whatever reason, this year it was like a whole nother day that they added on. So we saw them out there before we even thought we were. Like, this is unreal. So we actually, a couple of us, after practice, went to the pizza shop, got a couple of pizzas, went to the gas station, got a couple different beverages and stuff, and we brought it out to them, and they were really thankful. But it is super cool. I mean, it's something that you don't see, and it is super unique. And then all of them stayed out there for BP because we practiced that, or we inter-squad that same day whenever they were open. It is the most unreal atmosphere. The only thing I wish is that they could be a little bit closer to the field, because I swear to you, we actually have an advantage whenever they are able to just get into that right fielder. It's awesome. It's so much fun.
I was about to ask you that. How big of a home field advantage is it? Have you ever talked to guys on other teams after the series is over about what it was like?
No, I wish I would, but like there are times you can see like they're people sometimes drop routine balls where you're like, they're just domed up in the head. Like, I mean, you can act like you don't hear it as much as you want, but I promise you, you hear every little bit of it. It's impossible not to.
Yeah,
So,
when the fans are screaming at you and
Yeah.
saying stuff about your girlfriend or your sister or whatever, you can act like you don't hear that, but you're hearing it. I mean, unless
the
you're
problem
wearing
is like, there's nothing you can do about it, because if you turn around and say something, oh, boom, they've won.
Over.
It's over. Like, there's no doubt. But then if you just ignore it, then they just keep piling on. It's like, I don't know what to do, but it's so much fun. It's awesome.
The only thing I think you can do as an outfielder, and I've seen some guys do it when they start playing that game with you. Hey, one finger if this, two fingers if that.
Yeah.
Is just play along, right? I
you
mean,
have to,
because then they start to like you a little bit.
Exactly.
Even though they're on you, they're kind of like, that's kind of funny. He's cool, whatever.
We've actually had some cool experiences a little bit before my time. I mean, we had Plumlee last year who I swear he talked to the fans more than he did focus on the game. He ate it up. He loved it.
Yeah.
Well, there have been some stories about, we went to state one year. This is before my time. And someone was getting married around the same time, and they gave him hell the whole weekend. But then afterwards, they told him, I guess, whenever he was in right field, hey, we have a present for you. Come swing by and get it after the game. And he actually got it. And it was like a crock pot or something. Like, so you have to win them over. Once you win them over, it's good.
That's all.
Smart, though.
Well, listen, I really appreciate the time. Good luck this weekend. Glad to see baseball's here. I know everybody's excited about it. No, it's going to be a little cold. I'm allowed to say cold. It's going to be a little cold on Friday. Going to warm up on Saturday and Sunday. You guys are going to have a huge crowd out there. So best of luck. Enjoy the weekend, and look forward to visiting with you again next week on the Peyton Chatagnier Show. Again, don't forget 4450 I-55 North in Jackson. It's the Rogue. All the best items from Peter Millar, Martin Dingman, Jack Victor, True Grit, Halsey, Duckhead, so many more other brands. Their collegiate brand as well. For the Ole Miss fan in your life, if it's a Mississippi State fan, LSU, Alabama, whatever, they've got that stuff too there at the Rogue and therogue.com. Peyton, until next week, appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.